In this video, I'm going to walk you through the process of filling out the Carnival Special Needs Form. If you book an accessible cabin on Carnival, this is a form that you must fill out. If you fail to fill the form out and return it in a timely manner, what can happen is that you can actually lose your accessible cabin. If you book an accessible cabin and don't need it or falsify the form, we'll go through this, but you could wind up being denied boarding or being downgraded in cabin category. So it is an important piece of the Carnival process. You can't book an accessible cabin without the travel agent or you calling Carnival and making that arrangement. But even after you've done that, you still have to fill out the form. They'll send it to you almost immediately. You need to fill it out and get it back as quick as you can. So we're going to walk through the process of filling out the form. And in this case, it's a PDF document. Now, I downloaded it and put it in a PDF application so that I can fill it out. So I'm going to start here and type in my name, and I'll type in my booking number, type in the ship and its sail date. The ship is the Horizon, January 15th, 2020 number. Okay, my telephone number. And then my email. I would tell you, don't try to call that phone number. It won't work. Okay. And so I'm going to mark it and say, yes, I'm going to bring us a wheelchair. And then its weight's 125 pounds. I'm going to bring a scooter. And it's 125 pounds. The width is 22 inches. Length is 42 inches. And the height is 37 inches. Okay, I will use my wheelchair or scooter for distance only. Mobility limitations. I am ambulatory. I can walk a little bit, so we'll mark that. My scooter is going to come from Scootaround, so I'll mark that. Now, it says, will you require wheelchair ground transportation? So for individuals that are in a wheelchair full-time, can't get out, then you have to let them know so they can get the special transportation service, and you have to have purchased your ground transport from Carnival Cruise Line. So you had to book that with your airfare. In this case, I'm going to say no. And you would have to tell them your weight if in the event that you needed the lift. Now, the stateroom I reserved is a fully accessible cabin. And that was just so that we could get the scooter inside. Now, here's the attestation. It says, I attest that I or another person traveling in the same stateroom have a recognized disability that alters a major life function and requires the features provided in the accessible stateroom that I have booked. Carnival Cruise Line reserves the right to take appropriate action against someone who has misrepresented their need for an accessible stateroom and has reserved or purchased such a stateroom. Action may include, but is not limited to, reassignment from the stateroom to a non-accessible accommodation, which may include a downgraded accommodations or denial of boarding. If traveling with a scooter, I confirm it is the appropriate size for my stateroom and acknowledge the requirements of the scooter policy. Should the features in the stateroom you selected not accommodate your needs, please contact our guest access team as soon as possible. Then it wants me to sign it and date it. Since it's a PDF form, I'll print it, sign it, and date it. And then you have a choice. You can, and let me get the highlighter here. So you could scan the document and email it back, which is what I will do, to access@carnival.com. You can fax it. There's a fax number, or you can mail it. I would either fax it or I would scan it and email it back, just because you want to make sure it gets there in a timely manner. But this is the process. Like I said, you have to do this if you've booked an accessible cabin. You want to get it done as quickly as possible. I hope this information was useful to you. If it was, do me a favor, hit like, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel, I always appreciate when people do subscribe. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video.